The FBI has now taken over this investigation, and my next guest just happened to have been with the FBI in Los Angeles while this attack was unfolding. Dr. Sebastian Gorka provides counterterrorism training to the FBI and Special Forces. He serves as the Major General Matthew C. Horner Distinguished Chair of Military Theory at Marine Corps University. He has a fascinating website as well, thegorkabriefing.com. In short, Dr. Gorka is the real thing. Doctor, thank you for being here. You were on the program 10 days ago saying we're on our own, that it's going to happen. And today, as we sit at 9:16 p.m. Eastern Time, we are still being told it might not be terror. It might not be.
I think that discussion is over. If the report that your colleague just gave us, that there is confirmation not only that this individual was accessing ISIS jihadi propaganda, but also was in contact with individuals who had previously been investigated for connections to jihadi groups like ISIS or Al-Qaeda. I think that train has left the station. You heard the lieutenant himself, the first officer on the scene, say unequivocally, this was not a rogue incident. This isn't a question of somebody who had, an individual grievance with a colleague or who had some kind of psychotic break. Everything we are hearing reinforces that this was a well-prepared plan by people who have an ideological commitment to holy war, to jihad in the name of Allah, and that's what they did yesterday in that government building.
We still like to believe that the FBI would be on to somebody like this, somebody who is communicating with suspected extremists, somebody who is building bombs in his apartment, in his house, many of them, somebody who is arming himself to the gills, along with his wife, who he just picked up over in Saudi Arabia, came back and married her. And we want to believe that, people like you are monitoring these people and will know whether they're getting ready to do something like this. But it's not true.
Well, look, the fact is I work very closely with the FBI. I've worked closely with the NYPD. These organizations are doing incredible work. Look at the fact that in the last 20 months, we have killed or arrested 82 ISIS suspects, ISIS supporters on U.S. soil. That is through the amazing work of our federal, state, and local law enforcement and our intelligence community. But it is very, very challenging. The report that I mentioned previously that my company has just published on ISIS, the domestic threat, which your watchers, your viewers can access at threatknowledge.org. We have examples there of an ISIS ideologue who is here in the United States, who was pumping out the kind of material that apparently this mass murderer was consuming. And that individual had 48,000 followers on his social media site. So we've done a great job at intercepting and stopping those people who want to do jihad here in America. But who knows how many more there are? That's the real question, and it is fundamentally a human challenge, human intelligence challenge.
And what is being done to encourage the development of that intelligence by this administration?
What is being done to stop it? That's the better question. You've had your own experience in New York with Mayor de Blasio shutting down some of the most incredibly powerful intelligence initiatives of the NYPD. And over the last 7 years, we've seen this actually at the federal level. We've had the attempt by the administration to excise, to censor training and the materials used to prepare our operators. For example, the word jihad should not be used, should be deleted from PowerPoint slides, from materials used for training, because it could be deemed inflammatory to Muslims. This is where you see politics getting into the intelligence cycle, where you see censorship distorting the national security function. And I talk to these people, I talk to our operators, and they are angry. They know that this will endanger Americans if you allow political correctness into our national security mission.
And that is where we pick it up with our next guest. Doctor, thank you.